Good morning, you lovely lot, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Crafters TV, where we've got a jam-packed day lined up for you. Not only have we got a jam-packed day lined up, but we've got a jam-packed week lined up for you. Of course, with our January news, where we've got a brand new launch every single day this week on Crafters TV. Yesterday, we had, of course, those confetti borders where, well, the main big bundle sold out. That Showstopper went. However, if you still want to get your hands on them, the team have managed to get in slightly smaller collection when it comes to those confetti borders. So we'll have a look at them throughout the day as well. Today is all about our texture embossing folders, which we'll get back to in a moment. Tomorrow is all about the brand new Sarah's Signature box with Sarah and Ben, where it is Sent with Love, where myself and Debbie Robinson gave you a preview over the weekend. Thursday, Jan's back in the building with Ben, where she's got our mindfulness quote stamp set. And then on Friday, it's all about the 12 by 12 Floribunda, where not only do I know very well how gorgeous that is, who is also with me today. Not only are we back together again, but it seems like forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever since she's been here on Crafters TV. She was at Hobby Maker over the weekend here in the UK with myself, separate days, with that Floribunda and vellum pad. Debbie's in the building.
I am in the building. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm so excited to be back. I love being here, and I've really missed everyone. I've not been working. I've just been working on other things and doing different projects. And yes, down at Hobby Maker. So yeah, it's been really exciting. But it's just great to be back in the building.
So good having you back.
Yeah, it's so lovely. Always nice to catch up with you,
Craig.
Yes. And having a new launch. And I know you as well as me is we love embossing folders, don't we?
Yeah.
There's something very special about an embossing folder, whether it be the forefront of your creation or whether it be something you want subtle in the background. I think this sample is just adorable. Now, these are textured embossing folders, which means you can put that texture into the background and you don't need a lot. Now, I'm thinking, just looking at that stamp, you were saying about the mindfulness quotes that are in, they are going to work absolutely perfectly with these. But if you want to have a go again at those beautiful confetti border dies, look at just a couple of these samples that we've got. Absolutely stunning. No wonder the first bundle sold out of these. No wonder one of them has already gone and you can't get it, which just shows you have to be quick with these sort of things. You are absolutely loving all these new launches that we've got, and we've got them every day this week, Craig, which is amazing.
We do indeed. We absolutely do. If you ever want to get your hands on the confetti border dies, just to let you know, it was the party time that kind of sold out that bundle. It is sold out on its own, so we will be having a look at them, where we've now got a bundle of the 5 of them. But it is going to be a really good day. It is myself and Debbie all day today. So if you've got anything you want to ask Debbie, any specific questions or that, we've got Rachel on the socials for this morning, so you can get your comments or questions right along the bottom there, whether it is Facebook or of course whether it is on YouTube. We've got Michelle Parsons is in saying good morning from PA. We've got Manny is in saying hello. We've also got Thea is saying hoi hoi. Sarah Brown is saying hello, hello, hello. Good day from Melbourne, Australia. Hope everyone is well. I'm well. Are you well, Debbie?
I'm very well, yes.
Johnny, are you well? Georgie, are you well? George is good as well. George is very well indeed, yeah. We've got also Michelle Harris is saying, morning Debbie and Craig. Beth and Lyon is saying, good morning Craig and Debbie. I'm so excited. I just bought the Showstopper beautiful embossing folders. Well, they are beautiful, they are fab, and we've got them right now for you. This one here is our brand new 2D texture embossing folders. Now, there is a bundle if you want just the 6, but this one here is your Showstopper collection. This is giving you our 6 brand new texture embossing folders. Within these ones here, you're getting gentle waves, classic Hessian, luscious leaves, studded leather, wooden panels, and leopard print. Not only that, you're also going to be getting your square blending tool and the 2 refill heads. You're also going to get a full pack of baby pink Centura Pearl. It's a 10-pack, 310 GSM, and you're getting a Harmony water reactive ink pad, Twilight Grey, $28.94 or $40.70. You've got a saving of 20%. It works out that it is giving you the Centura Pearl and Harmony Water Reactive ink pad for free. So that's put in that one there as well. So that is absolutely fab. The other way you can think about it, say that again to me, Johnny. The other way is where you're basically, the other way to think about it is you're getting the ink pad and the tool for £5. So whatever way, it is a win-win for all of you. But if you are platinum, that comes down to £23.15 or $32.56. That is a phenomenal showstopper when it comes to the brand new launch of our 2D texture embossing folders. So let's dive straight in and have a look. Beautiful. But these are beautiful. These are, now I know this might sound silly when it comes to embossing folder, but these are usable. Now what I mean by that, these are designs that you're going to find that are going to work behind many of the embossing, any of your collection, Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden, just your standard cardstock that you're going to be able to use. That one there is your gentle waves. You've also got your classic Hessian. I love that one. That one gives you that really realistic look when it comes to the Hessian. You've also got your luscious leaves. Now that one there, I think it's just very, very versatile for so many cards and projects. And I'm just thinking of a little sentiment there. Would look lovely. We've got the studded leather and the depth that you've got, keeping in mind, yes, they're 2D, but you've got a multitude of depth. Visually, it looks like a multitude of depth within that studded leather. We've also then got our wooden panels. Look at that one. That one is so cool. I'm thinking boxes, even when it comes to your concept card, side steppers down the side of that stepper. Beautiful one, very, very realistic. And then last but by no means least, leopard print. You know you've got many, many animal stamps or die cuts that you're going to be using with that one there. Or maybe if you are a big fan of the Spice Girls and you're a fan of Scary Spice, as Johnny says, I think that's his favourite. My one was always Jerry. But yeah, you could be using that one. Or maybe you are a big fan of Bet Lynch and Coronation Street and you're going down that room. Whatever way you want to, you can have some fun when it comes to that. And that's the thing with your embossing folders, is you can have fun with these ones here. You don't have to cut them within or emboss them within the 5x7. You can do it where you trim them if you want. But the Showstopper collection there is all 6 of your embossing folders with your baby pink Centura Pearl, with your water reactive Twilight Grey ink pad, and of course your square, although technically it's a rectangle, blending tool with the 2 foam heads as well. $28.94 or $40.70. That gives you a saving of 20% when it comes to your price. Now, if you're platinum, it's going to be $23.15 or $32.56. And do you know what? Debbie, stop right there. Thank you very much. Let's see what you've got.
Amazing, Craig. Yes, they are incredible showstoppers. Can I just say, look at that price as well. I mean, that's crazy price that you're saving on a launch. I think get these deals. These are just going to happen, I think, the beginning of the year. They're far too cheap this week. Right, look at this. I mean, absolutely stunning little bag. I love this. It's almost like, we call it studded leather, but it's like, it reminds me of a chaise lounge. You know, you have that padded sort of, very decorative, that sort of satin pillows. It's really gorgeous. I love the fact that what you can use your embossing folders for is everything else that you've got in your stash. So when you've got these little owls or you've got any sort of animal stamps, it's going to look amazing. This always, later on, I'm going to be showing you using one of our giraffes, because I think this reminds me of a giraffe pattern as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think it can be used for so many different things. I love this waves one. We're going to be using this in the first demo. So pretty. That leaves one, you're right, Craig. We're going to be using that for everything. That is amazing. If anyone had, I think a while ago we had the like with the flamingos and things. It reminds me, it's got quite a tropical feel to it, hasn't it, those leaves? I love the Hessian. I think that's a really great one to be able to do just those really distressed backgrounds. And then I'm going to show you this one, which our Wendy Hood done. And it just shows you all the differences. Don't think about your embossing folders as just a one panel. They can be cut up and used in lots of different ways, which we are going to be showing you throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon on launch party, and showing you all those different things that you can do with them. But first of all, now what I did do, I wanted to show you, it's an old thing I used to do. I say an old thing. Years ago when I was crafting, Craig, I don't know if you remember, we used to do a cardstock called coordinations.
Yes, yeah.
So coordinations, and I'm fingers crossed one day it will come back because it was my favourite cardstock.
You like
We
that.
used to sand it back and it had a core colour in it. So it had, like, if it was a pink, like a dark pink, it would have a lighter pink throughout the core. And then it got me thinking, well, actually, a lot of our cardstock, especially our Centura Pearl, now I've done this in this sort of teal colour and then realised that we've got the pink on the show. So I might show you it in the pink as well. But it's got a white core, which means when you sand it back, you'll get that white coming through. So what we're going to do to start off with, I love these folders. They tell you exactly what they are. The pattern side is your front, the clear side is the back. And what I mean by that is I want my embossed side on this side, which is my coloured card, not on my white side. So I always say to people, run your hands over, you'll see one piece is quite flat. So even though you can feel the indentation, it is flat across the top. This side I can see is slightly raised, but because we have a pattern on the front, these pieces go inwards, which means the back piece will push up into your cardstock to make that embossed side. Now I've cut my size to the actual width of the main embossing folder. So can you see there's like an edge all the way round?
Yeah, you can.
I want to keep that edge because I quite like that. I think it looks quite different. Now, because I want to sand my cardstock back, we normally tend to say that you just need your top and bottom cutting plates for your embossing folder. Literally couldn't be simple. You just pop that inside and run that through. But because I want it to go that little bit deeper, I'm going to add my metal shim. Now, all that's doing is giving me an extra shim, extra pressure to go through. So when you put that through, it will just get an even deeper embossed.
So don't be afraid to put in the metal shim.
Don't be afraid at all. No, absolutely not. I would say don't use it if you don't want your card to crack, because it could cause some cracking. But actually, and actually, that really shows it on here. So can you see it's a little bit white already because it's got a deeper emboss than what I really needed from this folder. But I wanted it because I wanted to sand it back. So let me just grab a piece of cardstock, just because it's a little bit messy. Now, this is where I thought of my coordinations, because years ago we'd done a coordinations little sanding block, and I've still got that in my case. But all you need is sandpaper, so don't worry if you haven't got a block. You could get yourself just a little block of something, a little wooden block, and wrap some sandpaper around it. And literally all we're going to do is I'm going to do circular motions and just sand this back like so. And this gives a really lovely effect, because what it's doing, it's only taking off your actual design at the top. So can you see if I just cut that off? You can see all that colour's coming off. Now just use a piece of tissue or something and rub that away, and look at that. I mean, you get the most beautiful design. Now the reason I've stopped there is because I'm going to bring in the pink one. I haven't tried this, but I want to show you how the pink one can look as well, because you can do exactly the same thing. So, and you're getting this with that Showstopper, which is amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and this is just very quickly, and then we'll make our design or our project up using our blue one. But I'm just going to run this one through again so you can see how the pink looks, because what this one will do, it will give you a really subtle look, because you've got that lovely baby pink and then you've got that white core coming through, and it's just a really nice thing to do that's a little bit different. I would use a what's the word, not a coarse sandpaper, just a fine, that's the word, a fine sandpaper, and then just sand this back. But I think the pink will look lovely as well.
I think so as well.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I mean, it's just a really nice way to do something a little bit different. If you've done it in a baby blue and you wanted to use it on sort of a seascape, it's going to look beautiful. It really will look like those waves.
Yeah.
And then let's just push that away and you can see, you just look at that for a pattern. And such a simple thing to do straight away. Right, so let me pop them to the side and then I'm going to bring in what I've got here.
Okay.
So you can see once I've sanded it all back, look how dramatic it now looks. Now I want to make a box out of it, so that's why I wanted, can you see I've left that panel all the way round, like we did on this one.
Yeah.
It just gives that extra dimension to it. And then I've cut one in strips, so literally did another one and just cut the strips out of that, so you'll get that out of one piece of your cardstock just to do on the sides of our box. So let me stick those together.
You know, and if you've got, not just from us at Crafters Companion, but if you've got any other companies, you know, maybe about, you know, the nautical sort of theme when it comes to stamps or dies or anything like that, and you're just thinking, oh, I need a backdrop, but you don't want pattern paper, then these folders are great. And simply by going in and doing what you've done, Debbie, as well, it gives it another look, another twist, and it makes you feel as though you're getting a little bit more creative, if you see what I mean.
Yep,
you know, there's nothing
absolutely.
wrong with just running it through. I do it quite a lot when it comes to folders. But then going on the top, instead of just inking it, going over and sanding it, it's just taking that top layer, as you said, gives it another look.
And when you think about what cardstock we do, there's a lot of cardstocks you can do that with. So although like years ago we did the coordinations cardstock, you've got a lot of cardstock that has a different colour core. So all I would say is like things like our black cardstock, stick to your gilding wax because obviously that's black through to the core. But any of our mirror cardstock would be another nice one to do because that's got a white core. And as long as you don't want it super shiny because obviously you're sanding back, you'll have just a beautiful design.
You will.
So I'm just going around with my tape pen. You can use your wet glue or whatever glue you want to use. And we're going to stick this. I'm sticking this all down before I put my box together.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to do it that way. Otherwise, you can't push down or burnish so well. And then all I like to do is turn over and just burnish all of that in. And that, it doesn't pick any of the ends up by doing it on the back.
Just thinking, Debbie, actually, with you saying mirror card there, either going back to some of the techniques that Jan done recently with the alcohol inks, going back a good couple of months ago that you done on a weekend show that we were together, onto mirror card with your alcohol inks, and then going over with the embossing folder as well. That would look smart.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. There is just so much you can do with an embossing folder. So I'm just bringing in some of my elements that I've had in my stash. And then all we're going to do is add that bow to finish that off and then pop our box together. Now I've already done our box base, so that's already stuck together. So exactly the same. And just before I seal this, I will just tell you the measurements for anyone that wants to know. It's just a simple box, 10.5 by 8 1/4, and then I've scored it in at 1.5 inches all the way round. And all it does is it creates something a little bit different, a little bit unusual, but instead of just a normal embossing, you've got that beautiful sanded back textured effect. So let me just do last.
So see what obviously you've done there, and you know, for me, I would leave it like that, Debbie, with the sanded back. But you could go over with like your water reactive inks or that on top of that, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, and it would give you a completely different look. And there you go, that's our finished box on the top and round all our sides. And so easy, Craig.
It really is.
Yeah.
Really is easy. And that is just one of many projects that you can do from that Showstopper. And let me tell you, when it comes to the Showstopper, too much is not bad enough for you at home when it comes to this collection here. There we go, that one there, another reference to one of the Spice Girls songs, Too Much. Showstopper collection, where you've got the 6, I like that one. Stop right there, Debbie. Thank you very much, because that was my favourite. I love Stop.
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch.
Hey you,
always on the run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some fun.
There we go. And we're going to have lots of fun today, certainly, when it comes to that Showstopper collection. Now, you'd be forgiven to think a Showstopper collection is usually round about a considered purchase, you know, maybe £60, £70, £80. No. You can see down there, our platinum price for that Showstopper, right down in there, $23.15 or $32.56. However, if you're not platinum, do not worry, you've still got a phenomenal price at $28.94 or $40.70. That's giving you a saving of 20% off. So you do get your gentle waves, classic Hessian, luscious leaves, studded leather, wood panels, leopard print, and you're getting your Spectrum Noir blending tool with the 2 foam heads, Centura Pearl Baby pink cardstock, and Harmony water reactive ink pads. And the way that I look at it, you're getting basically your full pack of Centura Pearl and your water reactive ink pad for free when it comes to that full pack. Lots and lots and lots of love for what Debbie's just shown, but also the actual collection of your embossing folders. We've also got Kate McQueen on YouTube is saying, good morning, crafty peeps. I've already received my bundle of texture embossing folders. Very excited to try the studded leather. I think there'll be a lot of love for that one. We've also got Michelle is saying, you know, there we go. This is going back to that finished sample that Debbie's shown with the studded leather. You know, you're going to have to do a craft along with that purse. You never know. One of the team might do it. You never know. Wonder who's got the craft along on that one. We've also got, Kate is also saying, if you had black cardstock with a light white core, use that with the embossing folder. It would look like zebra print. Yeah,
oh, yes, that would look, it would.
Would, yeah.
It would like that, yeah. It wouldn't be like waves, it would be a zebra print, yes.
Really,
I just called
really
it zebra because you did. I've never called a zebra a zebra. It's a zebra.
Zebra.
Zebra, but you called it a zebra.
Zebra, yeah.
And I repeated it. I thought that sounded really weird.
Zebra, yeah.
Zebra.
Zebra. Oh, I've always called it a zebra.
Just call it a zebra crossing then?
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, a zebra crossing.
Oh.
Yeah, which you do have to watch in England because that doesn't really mean a lot
It
thanks to a lot of drivers.
It's very true.
Scotland's different, I can tell you. Yeah, the cars will stop at a zebra crossing, not necessarily here. No, you don't, Johnny. No, you don't here. Michelle Parson on YouTube is saying, question, at home, would it be better to use tacky glue for the embossing folders so it catches the raised areas of the paper?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. So I think, yes, absolutely, tacky glue. The only thing I would say is if you put tacky glue all over and then you like burnish it down, it could then sort of stick down your raised bits as well. So, but I don't think it really matters once you've got that embossed detail into it. I think tacky glue, tape, whatever you want is good, yes.
Perfect. And then Terry is saying, is the box folder waves or zebra?
Yeah, it's classed as waves, but I definitely think it looks like a zebra.
Mm-hmm. And Rachel is saying zebra apparently is a US pronunciation.
Yes, I thought it must be, yeah definitely.
Yeah, I've always said zebra. Yeah, it's funny. Johnny and George are now discussing.
It's like I say coral, and a lot of people say coral. And I've always said coral.
Yeah, coral.
But, and Ben picked me up on it once before, and he said, why do you say it that way, coral? And I said, well, it is coral. Yeah, and he says pastels, yeah, when I say pastels. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, what you pick up?
It really, really
so
is.
I've always said coral, but I think that's an American, how they would say it as well. Yeah.
So zebra is now in another one of Johnny's pot for me to say. He's going to be bringing it out. Yeah, zebra and squirrels all together again.
Squirrels.
So you've still got that full collection that you can see there, which is the Showstopper. But what we're also going to be, actually, just to say as well, 10% of the Showstopper collection has gone. Very, very busy. I'm not surprised. And remember as well, it's a wake-up call. This is giving you a preview as to the official launch day show later on with Debbie and myself. So if you want full 2 hours of inspiration when it comes to this, do make sure you tune in at 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time or 6 a.m. Pacific Time for that show. Now we're going to have a look at a half price. Now this one here is from Totally-Tiffany. This one here was really, really popular last week. Now we managed to keep it at that half price, which is £30.46 or $36.32, just to say as well, you don't get the crafty contents, but you do get the tray and you do get all of these pods inside. Now you've got a large 12 by 12 one that you can see just at the back here. You've got some of your larger square pods. You've got your thinner tray pods here, really good for things such as your folders. Actually, your texture embossing folders would fit in there. You've got a slightly wider one when it comes to these. You've got your little pen pockets as well that you can see. Now, with the purpose of all of these is you can have these in any way that you want. If you want them side on, this is going to work into your space. Use it all together within the tray, or you can use them all separate. Now, with these ones, you are going to get full pack of these clips. Now these are really handy clips. Even if you've got a lot of notes together that you just want to start to clip together, you can absolutely do that. However, the purpose of these, when it comes to this, is that you've got this really shallow sort of wrap all the way around. So if I just put my finger in, that you can just see into here. And then what you can do is you can take one of these clips and then clip it on to the side one. Now, if you do that with all of these, it just makes it a little bit more robust when it comes to being held within the tray. As we say though, you can then start to work that in any sort of way that you want. Side on, four on, you know, if you want to then have a couple in the tray, use a couple of them separate, you can do that. And that is why this one alone has been so popular over the last week. So grateful that Tiffany was able to keep it on at this deal as a half price, £30.46 or $36.32. If you are platinum for all of that, it's going to come down to $24.37 or $29.06. That, as well as the Showstopper, as well as many items that Debbie and myself are going to be showing throughout Wake Up Call, Launch Day and then Launch Party, you're going to find across on the website. Go into Shop the Day, that's where you're going to find everything, of course. You'll also find some ideas and inspiration. Valentine's coming up as well. It's a lovely picture with Ben and Michelle that you can click onto as well. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. So we're going to have a look at another launch that just launched yesterday. So popular with Ben and Leanne that the actual main big bundle had sold out. Now, it was a bundle of 6. Now, unfortunately, the one that did sell it out was the party time. So what the team have managed to do is they managed to bring back in the other collection of 5 at a really good price. So because you were basically, you're losing one of them, you've still got an additional save and taken into account the fact that there's one down. But you've got the 5 of them here. So you have got your in-flight. Now, for me, Debbie, I find, now I've got the set, I've not used them yet, but for me, it's kind of like a 2-for, because you get all of these little, for instance, this one, the birds, as little die-cut pieces out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So
Can you imagine
them.
all those shaker pieces in those elements
That's
that you've
it.
got as well? Yeah, they're really pretty. And I love it because actually, if you used our, if you've got our, oh, what's it called?
Oh, this
stick and release,
foam.
keep and release.
Yeah, keep foam.
What's it called? Something, hold and release. Hold and release, yeah, the hold and release. You can then colour them over the top and have different coloured ones as well.
So you could.
Yeah, amazing.
So you could. And you've got your 5-piece. So just to say as well that today's price is correct, $31.65 or $39.50. That is your saving of 20%. Of course, please ignore that platinum price at the moment. That is incorrect. It's incorrect at your benefit. It is going to be that little bit lower because you can probably gather, if you're good at maths, which I'm not, but even I can work out that that price that is on the screen, platinum price, that's not 20%. When it comes to your platinum discount, so it will be a bit lower than that one. So you are getting all 5 here. So in flight, you've got scattered flowers. This one here I do think would be great for all your shaker elements if you want. You've also got your dancing butterflies. So these are going to be additional add-ons to things such as vintage butterfly. That would be good in conjunction with your Sarah's Signature collection. Happy Hearts. Now, what about Scent with Love that launches tomorrow with Sarah and Ben? It's going to be a nice additional add-on to that, but all works well completely on its own. And then you've got confetti sprinkles. I love how instead of them just being in a straight line, you've got them within that curvature, you've got them within that roundness when it comes to the actual border. So top of your card, side of your card, in the middle of your card, or use them as stencils, ink through them, spritz through them. But you're going to get all of that at a platinum price of £25.32 or $31.60. And as we will refer to throughout the day on Crafters TV, if you are new to Club Inspire and this is your first order after joining Club Inspire, you get 20% off. So if that's the case, then you're going to get them at that platinum price. You can see the details just there about signing up. We will go through it throughout the day on Crafters TV. If you're new, it's completely free to join, but you've got a lot of benefits as well as time goes on. So we've got some comments coming through. So what we'll do is we'll go straight into a demonstration with Debbie, and then we'll come back, we'll have a little read through, Debbie.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to show you some of the samples. So Leanne launched these yesterday, so they're literally only a day old. And I'm so glad you were loving them because they are so pretty. And naturally, this is the same dye, but two totally different makes. And this one's quite masculine, I think, so it's great for men's cards and women's alike, even children. But look how pretty that is. Having that accent of colour through the centre looks amazing. Or what about the colour on top? I mean, look how beautiful that card is. Very understated, but absolutely gorgeous. And then what about doing a full-on impact card where you've got that everywhere, all those hearts going in different directions? Because what I love about these dies, they cut into your card, not out of your card. Only the little hearts will cut out. And then you can add those hearts in around here just to create that full-on pattern. I absolutely love that one. With Valentine's Day coming up, that's going to be perfect. With the new style of signature box, like Craig just said, sent with love, that's going to go lovely with it as well. That butterfly one is gorgeous. I love this birds one. I mean, look at that, doing it in two variations. Looks absolutely incredible. Fussy cut around the bottom, one of your favourite things to do, Craig.
Love it.
They look amazing. Or just using them as a topper, going across the card like that. Absolutely stunning. And I'm not surprised these sold out, and I'm not surprised the balloon one did as well, because it was a very popular design. I think especially having all those little die cuts of the balloons. Exactly. Now I want to do something a little bit different I haven't done for a while. We're going to be creating a teepee card. So for anybody that doesn't know how to do them, literally you need 3 pieces of card that are square inch in size. So that can be any size, whether it's 5 by 5, 6 by 6. I've done mine at 6 by 6 inches, so 6-inch square. You need 3 of those, and then you can see I've just scored a diagonal and folded and burnished across the middle. So you just literally do that. So your 3 cards are identical. Now it's really easy to layer these up. All you need to do is to make sure that your centre fold is coming towards you, because that's going to be straight on you. And then these ones are going to be diagonal. So all we're going to do is take those and pop them together. Now all you have to make sure you do when gluing them, you make sure that you don't go over that folded seam, because you want that to be able to fold. Right. And then what I always do is just put my fingernails just along that bottom, and then I know that my glue won't go over that piece because I don't want it stuck anywhere else. And then all I'm going to do, just find that glue part again, and we're just going to put our glue onto that piece. Now, if you prefer a wet glue because you're not too sure about getting it straight, then absolutely use your wet glue. I'm just doing this for quickness, and so it sticks far straight away. You can see, so that all folds perfectly. So you can see straight away that's taking its shape. It is. And then the next one, you do the opposite way round. So you want this triangle to cover. And you can always check if you've got them the right way, because when you put them together, they should all just fold round to create that triangle. So easy. It's one of the easiest card shapes, isn't it, Craig? But it's the one we forget sort of to do a lot of. Yeah, it is the simplest of card shapes to do, because you literally just need those 3 pieces that are identical. And then I'm just using, again, because I don't need to worry about that being too accurate, I just need to make sure that glue doesn't go past that section, so it doesn't, and actually if it did, it doesn't really matter that much because you'll be covering it up. Okay. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to do this card shape is because I thought it would lend itself really well to those confetti dies coming down the corners of them. So let's pop that like that. So that creates our Teepee card so straight away, so you can see how easy that is. Okay, and then all I've done now, what I did to make my template, so I've got my triangle templates, I remade one of these and cut it out slightly smaller, so I did a 1/4 of an inch increment all the way round, and it then gives you your template to put over your top, so you can see absolutely perfect. And then all you want to do is pick which side you think is going to be your sort of front and which bits are going to tuck in. It really doesn't matter which way you do it, it's just you want to know where your designs are going to go. So let's say, for instance, I've popped that one there. I'm going to bring in, I'm using the dancing butterfly one. I'm going to use this now because it's cutting in and not out. It doesn't matter if it goes off, so I don't need to get that all in. So let's say I want here, I want this to go up my page. I can then just make sure I've got that there. The only thing I would say when you're doing this, make sure, turn it round and check that you've not got half a butterfly, and only because it just makes it look a lot neater. So I'm going to go up that way, so it's going to come to this edge and it's taking out that last butterfly. Okay, so we're just going to pop that onto there, and I'm just going to bring in some low tack tape.
And it is one of those cards, Debbie, where when you do see it, you do think, oh my gosh, that looks really complicated. I don't know how would you do that? Where would you start? And as you said, 3 squares, just going at an angle, and that's it.
And it is one of the simplest of cards that you can do, and it really is a case of just checking where you're sticking. You just stick those to the side so it all folds around, but it's such a lovely design to do, and it's actually one of the cards that we do you know when you get an easel card or you get sort of a different style of card and people don't know how to put it, you can't really go wrong with these because people know it all folds in. Now look at this straight away. If we look down, look at my butterfly that I've got. So I love that, like what you were saying earlier, Craig. And also, because I've used double-sided card, they're purple all over. So they are great little shaker elements if you wanted to do a shaker card using your any of your dies. Right, so let's take these ones off. You can see, look at this, how clearly it cuts all of those out, and then you've got straight away that beautiful design going up there.
And you can see, sorry Debbie, I was just going to say, you can see from your tip there about making sure the butterfly isn't over the edge, how it just gives you that full, nice, seamless flow, and you've not got half a butterfly over that top edge.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I felt like it made a difference because when I first done it, this butterfly was hanging off, and then you've just got that stark white underneath where you've actually got them in there. So just be mindful of where you want them to end. I'm using, I don't know if we've got them in stock still, but I am using, because they're sold out on Hobby Maker when I was doing them last week. So hopefully we've got some more, but if we haven't, apologies. If you haven't got the dotty tape pen, there's lots of differences that you can use. You can use your double-sided adhesive, which are sheets that go on the back, and then you die cut it out, so that'll make it adhesive. You can glue around them with your little intricate bottle of glue. And then what I've done here is I've just cut some other coordinating colours. So these will go then onto the sides, like so. And then I've got my different ones to fit in from these bottom sections, like just like that, so you can sort of build them up. Now the other thing to do, I've just took some different colours and I will just show you. These go through, which is amazing. They will go through your mini as well, which I absolutely love because this is probably my most used machine. I grab this for everything, and what I love about it, it literally cuts out your full die cut there, and it's really quick, which means when you want all those little pieces, so the little butterflies, so keep all these little offcuts, take these ones out, look how pretty that is, and then you've got all these extras here. So this is great for paper piecing. So just what I would do is take your card, add your little precision glue bottle. I'm not sure, I haven't got mine with me, but if you just take your little precision glue, literally glue in the insides there, and then pop these backing, you can then do them in different colours,
And
like so.
yes, it's detailed, but then it's quite a simple form of paper piecing with these ones here. You know, the butterflies aren't too tiny, but they're subtle enough for you to do the paper piecing.
Oh, absolutely. And I wouldn't say do them all. Don't worry about your little dots. That doesn't matter. Once you've done all of that, Craig, let me bring my finished one in. You'll get this design. Look how pretty that now looks. So we've used those different colours with our butterflies. You're going to just paper piece some of them in. I've left some of them white. I've done them alternate colours. I wanted it something really vibrant and bright.
Definitely is that.
And then what I've done is I've just added myself a little hook and loop. So we did those with our memory boxes. So I put one on that side and one on the other side. So then when you come to sticking it into place, it creates your different one there.
So smart.
So then all I want to do, so check which one you want. So we know these are going to do our 2 front ones. And then all I've done, which you're going to see me using lots of these, Craig, I don't know about you, but all I keep using is these new daisy ones.
Snap.
It's terrible,
Snap.
isn't it? All the time I'm using them. So all I've done is I've done myself a little thanks to put on here, but I want to do that last because I want to make sure I've got it straight, and you'll see what I mean when you put it together. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use my, let me just check if we got, yes, we got some Collal 3D glue gel. So I'm just going to stick my flowers on with this. So first of all, let's pop one here.
I was saying to Debbie Robinson the other day, the other thing that I'm using a lot of lately, Debbie, is dewdrops.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'm going through this phase.
I'm exactly the same. I use loads. When I was down at Hobby Maker, I was using lots of dewdrops as well. I love them. Yeah, absolutely. And I've been using, you'll see on some of the demos I've got today as well, I have been using them on the actual sunflowers.
Right,
Not sunflowers, daisies. Yeah, they work really well on there. So I'm literally just putting a couple of bits there, and then let's just pop this together.
What a bright, happy, cheery card that is.
I just wanted to show some differences with how you would then go about. So let's just pop this into place. Right on there, and then turn that round. So we've got our thanks there. Yeah, I just wanted to show just how beautiful they can look. We're just doing different variations.
I'm going to actually agree with George on that one. I think that's potentially going to be demo of the day.
Oh,
going in early.
Big statement.
George is, yeah, absolutely. Demo of the day, that's what I think. That was from our Confetti border dies. Now, you do have a 5-pack within this one. If you were watching when they launched yesterday with Leanne and Ben, it was a 6-pack. However, it was the party time that sold out that main big bundle. So we managed to bring it back, but in that 5-piece, and we've still been able to give you that additional little discount as well. We've got all of these, $31.65 or $39.50. That gives you a saving of 20%. But if you're platinum, it comes down to $25.32 or $31.60. You've got confetti sprinkles within this one here. These are very simply being popped straight into the middle of the card just to show them off. But then you've got happy hearts. And I think one of many reasons as to why they have been popular across the globe yesterday on Crafters TV, but certainly for you guys stateside, is they work a treat when it comes to your smaller cards or your smaller projects. Simple when it comes to your 4x6 cards, but then you've got, within that one there, you've got the in-flight, you've got the butterflies, you've got the sprinkles, whether it's a little celebration card, whether it's for a birthday card, a just because card, whatever it is, you've got one that's going to work for all of these ones. So I say when it comes to that one, it is that 5-pack, giving you a saving of 20% on that today's price, $31.65 or $39.50. Platinum is $25.32 or $31.60. You will still find them on Shop the Day as well. We'll be having a look at them later on, but because they were so popular, so many were saying, I'd love to see them again. Debbie very kindly brought them in within Wake Up Call for you to have a look at. But this show as well is highlighting our new launch for today. It is this week. It is January news. We've got a launch every day this week. This one is all about our texture embossing folders. We do have a lot of you that have got many items within the basket, so we're just going to have a very quick read of these comments and then we'll give you a chance to check them out. I like Kate McQueen. I like this. I love this. I adore this in actual fact. Craig is Americanised because he's a Grey's Anatomy fan. I've decided to dub him McCrafty.
Oh, I like it. I'm a Grey's Anatomy fan as well. So,
I like that.
who am I?
I like that, McCrafty.
Debbie Diff.
Yes, that's a good one as well.
Debbie Diff and McCrafty.
Yeah. I have been having, you'll have seen on social, I've been having a lot of play with my new Cricket Joy lately.
Yes, I see, yes.
I think that could be a new crafty mug for me. McCrafty.
McCrafty, yes.
I like that one,
Absolutely.
yeah. I am working through she doesn't know this yet, I'm working through the team as to making mugs for everyone.
Oh, I love that.
Scaniv, I can never pronounce your title name. Scaniv Wife on YouTube. Which card is best if you wanted to blend a background before embossing it?
Oh, okay, great question. I would say our smooth card stock, which is our multi-purpose card stock, absolutely excellent for all of that. Amazing.
Perfect, thank you. Kathy, are these news? The confetti border dies, they launched yesterday with Leanne and Ben, so they are relatively new. Technically still brand new, yep. Michelle Harris saying, I love those samples that you were showing, Debbie. Robbie is saying, thanks, Debbie, for showing us how to make a Teepee card. I've been wanting to make one.
Oh, fabulous.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Michelle?
I think we sometimes think everyone knows how to do all these different concepts, don't we? And then we sort of think, oh, let's make another one of those, because there's a lot of people that still, still learning. I'm still learning. I still pick up new techniques and new concepts. So, and I love a Teepee card.
I'm exactly the same. Michelle Harris saying so bright and happy. Sarah Brown is saying a beautiful card. And Katie is asking, and I think many might be asking this one as well, how would that fit in an envelope, the Teepee?
It folds flat. So, where is it? It's over here. So you just open it up and fold it down. And what I would say is it fits an 8x6 card envelope.
Excellent.
So you'd probably have to make your own envelope, but you could do a smaller version. You could do like a 4x4 or a 5x5, and then it would fit into a different size envelope. But it does fold flat, which is the great thing about them. You can also use little magnets as well. So instead of using your little hook and loop, you could put little magnets underneath your card, and then it'd be hidden as well. So, which is a good idea.
Perfect. Well, we've got the legend in the building all day today. Any other comments or questions, fire them across, and I will then fire them across to Debbie, of course. But just before, I was talking about Club Inspire. If you are new to us, maybe you're not new, but you're not in Club Inspire and you want that little bit more information, ahead of her coming here tomorrow with the launch of her new signature box, here's Sarah to tell you all about it.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafter's Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Here is the news. The January news. It's being reported that this week on Crafters TV, there'll be new products launching each and every day. The January news. Early indications suggest there'll be something new for all crafters,
including confetti borders on Monday the 23rd with Leanne, textured embossing folders with Debbie Fisher on Tuesday the 24th, Sarah's signature love box on Wednesday the 25th with Sarah herself. Thursday the 26th we have quote stamps with Jan. And finally, Floribunda pads with Sarah on Friday the 27th.
When asked for a comment on all the new news, Sarah Davies said, it's gonna be off the chart, man, thebomb.com. For more up-to-the-minute information, check out the Crafters TV website and tune in to Crafters TV all week from Monday, the 23rd of January. That was the January news. Finally, some good news to look forward to.
Scania, thank you for that one, for letting me know how to pronounce it. It's funny because I do love to see some of the handle names coming through. It's always interesting to see the tongue-in-cheeks that some of you have got when it comes to your handle names, whether it's Facebook or predominantly they do tend to be YouTube. Always gives you a good chuckle sometimes. Right, we've got another item from Totally-Tiffany, and this is all about the paper taker. This one what we're going to be showing you is a 5x7 here. We've got paper taker, 5x7. Within this one here, you don't get the contents. This is just giving you a good indication as to what you can then store inside them. Now, I've got a few of them I'm going to show you, and they've all got a 25% saving. $7.49 or $8.99. If you are platinum, comes down to $5.99 or $7.19. Now, when it comes to the paper taker, when it comes to any of the storage from Totally-Tiffany, you will know it will predominantly be either clear or frosted so that you can see what you're storing, see what you're using. As I say, if you see it, you use it. It is strong, the stitching all the way around. If you've seen any of the shows lately with myself and Tiffany, or Ben and Tiffany, you will know the actual, for instance, the handle. It doesn't just get sewn into position at the sides. It's a wraparound. It gets wrapped around, so you know you've got that strength. Whether you are putting something heavy in it, it's going to hold it. It is wipeable, so if you do have it on your craft desk and you spill any of your, inks or something on there, or just anything in general, you can wipe it over. Although it is 5x7, it's really, really good thickness inside, so you're going to be able to store quite a considerable amount. Doesn't necessarily have to be card blanks or card stocks, whatever you like, you can store in there. That hook and loop is unbelievably strong, and then also the handle being on the top is with the intention of one of the big buddy bags that Tiffany does, being able to then just lift it straight out. So that one there is the 5x7. It is giving you a saving of 25%, but if you're platinum, it's going to come down to $5.99 or $7.19. These ones, yes, they're across on our website, so just go to your correct website, being .com.eu or .uk. Then we're going to have a look at our 6x6 one. Smooth, I know. 6x6. So paper taker within this one. It's good to hold your 6x6 paper pads. Maybe you're wanting to then go in with some of your 12x12 and cut them down into 4, so you've got your 6x6 mats. You can absolutely do that. Same idea as I was saying about the 5x7, the strong stitching, the handle all the way around. You do have a pull handle at the side within this one. This one here, you do get get a really strong frosted tray. So you can use it separate if you want to, and it would work well as a separate item, but you can of course just go in and have it so it slides in and out. Easy for store, easy for access, and although it is 6x6, it is slightly larger than 6x6, because you can see that one there is exactly 6x6, but it is going to be slightly larger. $8.24 or $9.74, that is also where you're saving of 25% off, but if you are platinum, it's going to come down to $6.59 or $7.79. So we've gone from 5x7, we've gone from 6x6, and now we're going to go in with the 8x8 paper taker. Exactly the same properties, exactly the same top quality, exactly the same as the previous two. It's just different when it comes to the size. Again, it is bigger than the 8x8, so it comfortably holds your pads that are 8x8 or any of your offcuts, or it doesn't have to be cardstock. It could be any of your tools if you want to. Maybe you've got a craft classes or craft crops and you want to put selective tools and items in there, you can absolutely do that. But once again, all of these are that see-through, so you see it, you will use it. $9.74 or $11.24, that gives you your 25% off. But if you're platinum, for an 8x8 Totally-Tiffany paper taker, you've got that strength, you've got that sturdiness, you've got that top quality, $7.79 a platinum price or $8.99. We've seen some new Totally-Tiffany customers over the last few weeks or so. We did have a lady, forgive me, I forgot your name, but it messaged in the last show with myself and Tiffany saying 2 weeks ago you bought your first Tiffany item and then 3 days later you came back again and you ordered a substantial order with Totally-Tiffany items, because you've seen how good the quality is and how versatile and useful all of our products are. But that being said, that one is the 8x8 with your 25% off. Platinum comes down even more to $7.79 or $8.99. You'll still find them on Shop the Day, but you'll also find them within the Tiffany section across on our website, .com.co.uk or .eu. But this day today, this whole week is all about January news, and we've got a launch every single day. This one today is all about our texture embossing folders. This is your 5x7 2D texture embossing folders. You've got 6 within the folder collection, $28.94 or $40.70. That gives you a 20% saving. Platinum comes down to $23.15 or $32.56. However, you'll see from the title, it's Showstopper, and that means not only are you getting the 6x7 2D embossing folders, you're also going to be getting your square blending tool with the 2 foam heads. You're also going to get your baby pink Centura pearl, which is a 10-pack, and you're also going to get your Harmony Water Reactive ink in the Twilight Grey. So the way that I think about it when I tally them up, I think of it works out that you're going to get your Water Reactive and baby pink for free. Really good saving when it comes to that one. A really good price for a brand new item when it comes to your 2D texture embossing folders. You can get them just the 6 on their own if you want to. However, we will put the details up just in case you want to see them, but you're going to see, I mean, $23.94 or $35.70. It gives you a saving of 10%. So really good value when it comes to just the 6 of them. Platinum $19.15 or $28.56. But you'll have seen a moment ago the value with actually having that Showstopper, where you're getting the baby pink, you're getting your water reactive and your blending tool as well. Platinum $23.15 or $32.56. Right, Debbie, we're going to have a look at these again, aren't we?
We certainly are, but what I did think we would do, let's combine both of them. So I thought we could use the confetti die and we could also use the embossing folder, because there are no rules when it comes to crafting, are there? And it doesn't matter what you use, combining them together just gives you a more wow. So I'm using the luscious leaves and the scattered flowers, and we're going to to do a bit of embossing and die cutting. Now, what I would suggest, I've got my embossing folder and my die cut. So I'm going to use my folder down one side and I'm going to die cut. Now, you don't really want to emboss first because that will flatten your embossing. So we're going to do our die cutting first. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it coming down that edge. Now, with any of these dies, this one doesn't matter which way round you use it because it's got your flowers on it. So whether we used it this way or whether we used it the opposite way, it's going to look just as nice, okay? I'm going to use it that way. But if you've got birds on the bird one, you might find that they would look like they're all upside down if you put it a certain way. So the hearts one, again, that might be the same as well. So all I'm going to do is place that. Now, because I'm using, I have got myself, I think this is a 7 by 7. No, it's not, I lied, it's a 6 by 6. It will go slightly off the edge of my card. I'm not worried about that because it means that I can still use my Gemini Junior plates even though I'm going through my Gemini. If you've got Gemini, just put it on your normal plates. But the good thing is with the Gemini is these plates will go through front ways first, so it doesn't matter about that edge bit coming off. So all I'm going to do, offer that into the mouth of your machine and cut through. And it literally takes seconds then, I mean about 8-9 seconds.
I think as well with these, I know obviously the details on the screen are the text or embossing folders, and you're combining them both, Debbie, but when it comes to the confetti dies, for me there's something always pleasing where you can use it in your cardstock with your A4 Gemini, but then it's even more pleasing when it's something you can use in the mini as well.
Absolutely.
So you've got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got all your little flowers there as well, which is great. So another, again, making that confetti, which is amazing. And actually, you know what, Craig, if anyone's got any weddings coming up this year, it would be great to collect all these little confetti pieces and just build them up with whatever crafts you're doing. You can use them as throwing out your... Oh, no, I take that back. You can't do that because it's not biodegradable. So all you're doing is making a mess and you'll be fine for litter, so don't do that. I was thinking you could throw it at the bride and groom. I do come out with stupid ideas sometimes, but at least I admit them.
That is not a stupid idea. That's a really, really good idea. But yeah, as you're saying, they're not biodegradable.
No,
so yeah,
not
love
at
that
all.
idea though.
Unless you've got biodegradable paper and then, then you can use it. So yes, scrap that idea. Right, so now what we're doing, I've placed my top and bottom cutting plate and my metal shim through, just to give it that additional shim. And then we've embossed that side as well. So if I lift that one up, you'll be able to then see just how pretty. Look at that.
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Now, because this is cardstock, it's our smooth cardstock. I got this out of one of our boxes, our craft boxes, because we do really smooth cardstock in here, but also this has a white core as well. So can you see, when you put that through, it cracks it. So that looks beautiful on its own, but if you did want to, like we did before, you could just bring in your sanding paper, your sandpaper, and just sand that back, just to give that even more of that beautiful, luxurious feel.
I think this is something many of you are going to be... Actually, let us know in the comments, is that something that you've tried before, sanding back the detail? If not, is that something that you're now thinking, oh, I like that effect, that's something I'm going to be doing? Because I suppose if you don't have a sanding block, just inexpensive sandpaper.
Absolutely, sandpaper. I mean, I had to dig deep to find my one because it's years that I've had that little sanding block. But yes, just normal. You want I said it earlier and it keeps going out of my head, not the coarse sandpaper, fine sandpaper.
Fine, okay.
Yeah, you just want fine sandpaper because you're just taking away that cover onto the top. Now, if you grab some black cardstock, this is a great way of really being able to see your side pattern here, which just looks incredible. And then what I've done with that is just taken some yellow cardstock and again run that through, so you can just literally run that one through your Gemini Mini, and then get out those little pieces. And then if I bring this one, which I've already stuck down onto
that's so
cardstock,
cool.
and all I've done is use little white ones as well in between, just to give that little bit of a difference. But it really shows up when you put it onto your black paper. And then all I want to do, Craig, is I've got some ribbon, because now I think that looks quite nice. I don't think you need to have a ribbon, but I quite like the idea of just using that as a border going up the side. So what I am going to do with this one is use my red liner tape, and I'm just going to pop that.
What I'm loving about this, and it's something that I've kind of talked about as of late, you know, if you give someone a card, or anyone a card, and certainly someone that's visually impaired, you still want to give them a handmade card. Now with this one, Debbie, you've got that different texture feel. You've got the smooth cardstock, but then you've got the indentations from the die-cut pieces where you've done the paper piecing. You've got that embossed feature, then you've got that ribbon as well that's giving you a different tone when it comes to the touchy-feely aspect. So this is a good one for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got a gem on the end of there. Seems like a little gem that's got stuck onto, in fact, let's just...
hiding.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just cut that bit off. It doesn't want to cut. There we go. Take that bit off. Yeah, it just gives that difference, doesn't it? And I think anything that has that sort of textured background is just going to add lots of interest to your card. So we're just going to pop that to the side, and I'm going to line this up with my mat, just so I know I'm putting that exactly straight down that centre. And the red liner tape works perfect for that. And then just turn that over so that will grip onto those little pieces that we've done. And there we go. And either way that can be used. You can put that on whichever way you want round on your card. So let's grab my card blank. So we're just going to have it this way round. I've done a 7x7 card just to pop that onto.
Jennifer Dawn Smith on Facebook saying, nicest confetti on a wedding scrapbook page.
Oh, now that's a good idea. Yes, absolutely.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a really nice idea. I think confetti in lots of ways looks so nice, doesn't it?
It does.
When you've got a spray of little flowers coming off the page.
Off. It does, yeah.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So there we go. So we've put that onto the front of our card. So we've got a really beautiful textured card with our gorgeous flowers. And then again, I do apologise because I did choose these daisies. Got the daisies. I used some on the centre. I just used some of our glossy highlights to make that nice and shiny. And then I've done the leaves. And because we've used that black, I thought I would use our black to create that sort of just difference, that shadowing effect in the background. So the first thing I want to do is just use my green ones. I'm going to use my dotty tape pen just to go over there. And we're going to stick this on top of the black, just allowing that little shadow. And then that's going to really tie in with the black. And what I would say, Craig, is don't be afraid to use colour, because you can see I've used quite a few different colours. Added that yellow in, and now I'm adding a green in. And if you're not sure of your colours, or you feel like colours are clashing, look on your colour wheel. And if you don't have a colour wheel, sort of a physical one, just look online and you will see what colours that you shouldn't be putting together, what colours work together really well, and then don't be afraid to add little accent of those colours.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So just add in that touch of black in the background has really elevated those leaves in themselves. And then we're going to add our flower and our leaves. And all I've done is just from one of our little sentiment dies that we had, our little mini dies, I've just done our special friend. So let's use my, again, just using the dotty tape pen.
And I'm always a big fan of black and pink, or black and yellow, or black and mint, or black and blue. And I think this one with the pink. What I've also loved as well, and I know it's a little detail. Now this card would look gorgeous anyway, but where you've done that confetti, going in with the little white pieces there, it pulls in the white sanded back embossed look.
Yeah.
It pulls that in and it just pulls the card together, doesn't it, with having that bit of white on the side?
Absolutely, yes, that's exactly what it does. And it's just adding that little accent of white and then your pop of white there and the yellow tied in, see, with the middle centre of my card. And there we go. So nice and easy using them. And we've got 3 different collections in there, Craig. So we've got those confetti border dies, we've got the embossing folders, and we've got that daisy collection, which means you can mix and match whatever you've got in your stash just to create something that's really beautiful. There we go.
Beautiful. Absolutely. I love that one. I love that one. And if you have gone for, of course, the confetti border dies that were on yesterday and that are on throughout today, we'll look at them later on in the launch party. Wonderful cards that you can be, of course, creating. But that one, we were having a look at the textured embossing folders. That is today's launch. This whole week is all about January news, where we've got a launch every single day. This one is all about our texture embossing folders. That includes the 6, which is the gentle waves, classic Hessian, luscious leaves, studded leather, wood panels, and leopard print. But within the Showstopper, you're also going to get your square blending tool with the foam heads, 2 of them. You're going to get a full pack of baby pink 310 GSM Centura Pearl, and then you're also going to get a water reactive ink pad as well, Twilight Grey. So there's lots of techniques that you can do following along from what Debbie's shown in Wake Up Call and later on within the actual launch day show, which is 2 o'clock in the UK, 9 AM Eastern Time or 6 AM Pacific Time. So that's a Showstopper, $28.94 or $40.70. We always give a good saving as well on a launch day item, and that goes for a Showstopper 2. Even better though, if you're platinum, it comes down to $23.15 or $32.56. That's a platinum price, of course. We've then also got, Carolyn is just saying earlier on regarding the folders falling over there, saying, was just thinking that, Craig. Very smooth. It was. I do try. Blessed Crafter Tina Jolly is saying, I love these paper takers. They are fab, aren't they? Really are. I love saying the name as well. You'll know why. Johnny's waiting on me to say it yet. Yeah, not done it yet, not done it yet. If you know, you know. It'll happen at some point today. We've also then got Heather is saying, that colour of the shirt really makes you look good on you, Craig. Thank you.
Craig, I agree.
Thank you. I think on screen it looks more blue. It is actually turquoise teal. It is coming across a bit blue, but yes, I like it. I like that colour, as you know anyway. We've also then got Heather is saying, I love sanding my card. I even sand my metallic paper and people think it's real metal.
Yes. It's very industrial, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will do.
That mirror card, yes.
That looks, yeah, that would look really, really smart if you were to do that within your metallic cardstock. Heather Springer is also saying, I'm going to keep all my confetti and, oh yes, Debbie. I'm going to keep all my confetti and make explosion boxes that pop out and fling it everywhere.
Oh.
That's great.
Can you take a picture of the recipient and send it to us?
Please do. Please do. Yeah,
that's a great idea. Yes, love that.
I like that one. I like that one. Or if you just want to pop it in the card as to open it out. I personally do not like people that that sounds bad. But I don't like people that do that to me. You know, when you open a card and just glitter falls out. Oh, now something like this, I wouldn't mind that. I would get away with, so that could be some fun, of course.
I'm one of those people, unfortunately, Craig, and that's because I don't mind it happening to me. Right. But I am the person that buys your kids the noisiest toys.
Oh, that I wouldn't mind.
And you would if you had a child and you've got a noise toy and it's a drum or a flute and they're just playing it time and time again. Yeah, but I think it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, honestly, anything like that I'd be absolutely fine with, just not the glitter. Although, what comes out with the confetti borders, yeah, I would be happy with that. I don't mind that whatsoever. But we are going to have another look at a Totally-Tiffany item here. This one here, Debbie, is limited stock, which means it's green on the screen.
It soon won't be seen.
There you go. Certainly won't be. And that is because it is a buddy bag selection. This one is a 7-piece, £40 or $55. That gives you a saving of 10%. If you're platinum, though, that's going to come down to £32 or $44. Now, once again, You don't get the contents inside, but it just gives you a little bit of an example as to what you can be using within them. You have got Dawn. Now, although I say that you don't get the contents, you do within some of them get these individual clear boxes that you just need to make up yourself. Very simple to make, flat pack, but they fold together. So you can use them individually, or all four work well together for separate items. Doesn't have to be craft room, it could be elsewhere around the house or just wherever you want to have storage. So with this one being Dawn, you've got that long strip, of course, of your hook and loop. Strong, sturdy, really well made as you expect, and then you've got the handle on the top. So if you are actually holding that together within your large buddy bag, it's easy just to lift out, is the way that Tiffany would explain. We've also then got Barbara. Now, these are all the same concept with the strong stitching, really well made. You've got the strong handle when it comes to the stitching on the top, but then what you've got is two of your larger pockets that we can see, or containers inside. So whether you want to pop your ink pads or anything else, you can absolutely do that. Really good handle within the top too. Then what we've got within this one, we've got Teresa. Now straight away, Teresa looks really good with all your glitters, but then you can be using your paintbrushes if you want to, any of your little tubs of pearls, whatever it is, you can be storing in these ones as well. Also giving you that little handle on the top. Once again, we just refer back to that, as well as the other ones I'm showing you. Remember, as Tiffany said, handle on the top, so you can just lift them out your big buddy bag if you want to. But we're not finished there. We've also got Terry. So Terry is perfect for your classic pens. Maybe you want to do your Illustrator pens, your sparkle pens, or whatever you like. You can pop that into this one here, or all of them. And that's the key thing. These aren't just for crafting. You could be using them for so many things. We mostly refer to them with crafty items, but you can do whatever you like when it comes to storing whatever items. We've then also got Shelley. So Shelley's a good size for your waxes that you can see, but once again, anything you could be popping in these ones. You know, really good for brushes, maybe, if you are liking to do all your inky techniques with your brushes or whatever you like, you've got that one there. We've also got, talking of brushes, Merrill. This is another good one. This is a larger one when it comes to what you can store with inside. Maybe it's just little individual, maybe it's some of your flower forming. I see the actual ball tools there, selection of items from the flower forming, or maybe you just want to put a few things in there to take on the road with you, then you can do. But that one's included, which is Merrill. And then you've also then got Lisa. Now Lisa is your 12 by 12. Now you do have another plastic pocket inside here. Now I say plastic pocket, you know, it's a plastic tray that you've got. Slide in and out if you want to. Strong, large, robust. That would work well with the paper takers that we showed you just beforehand. But all of that 7-piece buddy bag selection, £40 or $55. That gives you that saving of 10%, which is exceptional, considering, you know, either as a bundle or individual. These are items from Totally-Tiffany that sell very, very well because they're so handy, they're so useful, and they're so very versatile. But you've still got that 10% saving, but if you are platinum, that comes down even more at £32 or $44. That one you will also find on Shop the Day, but also have a look on the Tiffany section across on our website. Been another busy show, and this is our first live show of the day, and it's been busy not only because of our new launch of our embossing folders, but because of the launch that launched yesterday, the Confetti border dies. Now this one is a 5-piece. This launched yesterday with Ben and Leanne, so you will be able to go back on YouTube and have a look at the launch day show and see exactly what Leanne has made. Now we've got some few beautiful samples and projects Debbie's done already just within Wake Up Call. We've got the 5-piece here. Now all 5 of them, $31.65 or $39.50, giving you a saving of 20%. That last one was your confetti sprinkles. We've also got our happy hearts. We've also got our dancing butterflies. We've also then got our scattered flowers. And then last but by no means least, we've also got the in-flight. So that 5 of them at that saving of 20%. Platinum does come down to $25.32 or $31.60. Just to say, if you caught yesterday's show, maybe you weren't able to go for them yesterday, you can do today, and you're thinking, but there was 6 yesterday. Yeah, there was a 6 bundle, but Party Time had sold out on its own, which then takes it away from, of course, that bundle. But what the team have managed to do, bring it back again within the bundle of the 5 remaining ones, and they've still been able to give you an additional discount to take into account the fact of there's not the Party Time. So works really well with the texture embossing folder, as you've seen that Debbie done just beforehand. But we are going to have a look at these ones, Debbie, again, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I'd just have a look, anyone that's just joined us later on, just some of the samples that our design team have done, because they are truly beautiful and just shows you the different types of things that you can do with them. Obviously, you can go back and watch launch show yesterday with Ben and Leanne, which is amazing. But I love this. I mean, look at this, adding decoration from the pieces that have come out of your die. Just looks beautiful. I mean, I can imagine this as a wedding invitation, very understated,
yes.
but so beautiful, your wedding stationery, or even the heart one. I mean, look at that. I mean, what I love about these, Craig, is they're as easy or as sort of more advanced as you want them to be. I think you can cut them out, put them behind some beautiful ombre papers, and they're going to look amazing. I think they're great for all ages, all genders. They're going to just look beautiful. It's just a case of what you're going to cut them into. Looking at this panel here, I'm thinking you could make your Z-fold cards out of them and have them across there. I love this one as well. I think that's such a nice idea, using it as your easel card, as your stopper, and then using it and die cutting, or fussy cutting, should I say, the edges out. But don't forget to use those little bits. We're going to be using this die in our next demo. And I love the simplicity of this, just adding that ink across your card and being really creative. Another one, in fact, that looks similar to the one I've just shown you, but that one is beautiful as well, which means that you can put them anywhere, anyway, wherever you want onto your cardstock. It's going to look amazing. That is one die, but if you follow the sort of hearts where you can see the little, what's the word, like the stitched effect, you can see where those hearts are. That's one die all over there, which looks incredible. And just a couple more, the ones with the flowers, just very, very pretty. Right, so that's some of the samples our design team have done, which are incredible. I'm going to be using that in-flight one. It's a beautiful design, this one, and you're getting a picture straight away. And I love that, Craig, that we get those inspirations straight away on the pack of our card. Now, I just took a card blank. This was one of Sarah's collections that we had, which had some coloured cardstocks in them. So I just thought it'd be nice to cut into a different cardstock. It's just a 6x6 cardstock, and what I want to do is do it diagonally across my page. So all I want to do is make sure I've got it the right way. So you can see where the wings are, where they're going. So this way the wings are going to be going up. If I was to cut it the opposite way, it looks like they're all flying down, which actually wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, that's true.
But the natural progression of your eye would want things to go up, I suppose.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
So, but if you was to cut it multiple times all over, you would just have birds flying all around the page, which would look beautiful.
And I think for me as well, Debbie, if you're an experienced crafter, you know, you wouldn't be wrong in thinking, well, that little bit of metal, can I really get creative with that? What can I do? But then the finished samples that you've shown, that the team really does show the different things that you can do, the different angles, the different concepts, the different backgrounds, the different inky techniques. All of that you can do with what is a small but lovely piece of decorative metal.
Absolutely, yes. And I think that's why these shows are so good, aren't they?
Yes, they
because
are.
it really does show you all those versatile ways of how you can be quite creative. And you'll find your own ways as well, because I think once you've watched the shows and watched all the different demos, you'll then find different ways of using you and yourself. And I love that you're always sending us in photos of what you've done and things that you've created with. I'm sure, I don't know who will have the the craft along, but you can guarantee there'll be a craft along with these beautiful dies. So just take it, I mean, you can see they cut like a dream. Literally, just be careful of your tape if you're using coloured cardstock, because you don't want that to take off your tape there. We know that our low tack tape can become a little bit heavier when it's put through the Gemini.
Okay.
So we've got our beautiful die, and we've got all those little birds that have come out of our design as well. Now I'm just going to use my scoring tool just to burnish that back down, because we've die cut that front. And then what I've done is took a piece of white card this time, and we're going to place that on the inside. Now you can either do two things. You can either stick this inside your card, so it's your actual card design, but what I wanted to do, because my card is slightly bowed a little bit, there is a way to stop that as well, actually. If you take out, and I'm going to tell you now, I meant to do it and I didn't, if you die cut without your magnetic shim, these dies still cut, and I've tried it many a time, but what it does, it stops your fibres of your card stretching too much, so it doesn't buckle as much.
Okay.
So it's just one little tip to stop that happening. Now what we are going to do though, we're going to stick this to the inside. So I'm going to use my card my tape pen just to go across the birds. So I can stick that down. Now by doing this, it gives more rigidity to your card itself, but also it just adds a little bit of that white space, which will look really pretty.
Do you want an exclusive?
Oh yes, please. We like an exclusive.
Do
In fact, Johnny loves an exclusive.
Johnny does. Do you want a confetti border dies craft along date?
Ooh.
So the craft along for these ones here, it is going to be on Saturday the 18th.
Oh, not long.
Not long. And do you want to know who's doing it?
Oh yes.
Me.
Did you not know that then, Craig?
I did. I just wasn't sure if I had the date right in my
so you were
head.
just
That's why I
checking.
was just, while you were going over that, I was just double checking my schedule emails here, and it's going to be with myself. So that being said, if there is anything specific you want to see, I know a lot of you have loved that handbag that Debbie showed earlier on with the embossing folders, but if you're wanting anything like that incorporated, let me know, because it's going to be me that's doing it.
That's amazing. Do you have any idea? Oh, so you're doing both, did you say?
No, so I was just thinking there that the confetti border dies was used within that handbag, but it wasn't. It was it was the embossing folders. But if there is any ideas that you want to see as part of the craft along when it comes to these confetti border dies, let me know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't have a better chance than doing it now, would you? So,
exactly.
yeah, so you're doing that. And that's Valentine's week. So we're going to see you in red or pink, Craig, I believe.
So we are, yes,
absolutely,
we are red and pink.
absolutely. Right, now, I've done a few things here. I've used my daisy papers. I tried to use something that, I know I'm using the daisies all the time, and I do apologise. But I've tried to use them because we've still got them in stock. So these are all things that you can buy on top of getting your new launches. Now what I've done also is I've used my die to, the backs of my papers to cut out, and I've cut out some bluebirds. So that means that we've got extras to paper piece back in, as well as putting around our designs. So all we're going to do is I've just cut these to size, so I've trimmed these right through so we can create that through the middle. So it creates almost like that flurry of birds going up the side. So we're just going to stick these into place. So let's pop these down.
Cool.
You know what, Craig? I could just carry on doing so many different things with these dies, because they're so unique in the fact that there's not a lot you have to think about. They're very easy to die cut into whatever you're doing, and they look so effective.
They do. They really do. I'm even thinking, let's just say for argument's sake, in flight that you're using now, cut that into a piece of white card, mat and layer with a bit of black, maybe got the black if you want, it's entirely up to yourself, but then a little home decor frame, and I don't know, 3 of them side by side on the wall.
Oh yes, I like that idea.
Simple, but elegant, and then you've got your home decor.
Absolutely, yeah, that would look so beautiful. So we've got our pieces there. We've put our white card onto the back, so that creates the white. But I think let's just have, let's say, one. So I've got to find the right bed. That looks like the one. So all I've done is I've popped mine through the Xyron. But if I place that there, we'll have one blue bird, I think, just on there. Let's do the top one as well. Oh, we've got Johnny's. Johnny, that's the first time I've heard you singing. Oh, that was so
good.
lovely.
That was really
really lovely.
Is that how you wooed Gemma, was it?
Is that what you did, serenade her? So Johnny is singing the Bluebirds of Dover, so which was very lovely, very lovely. So let's pop, I'm going to pop one flower up here, and let's do a couple at the bottom, just like so. Johnny's an old romantic by the sounds of it. So not as romantic as our George, obviously.
Not at all.
Proposing on the beach.
Yeah, very romantic. Did you, Johnny? Johnny proposed on the top of the London Eye, the sunset. Yeah, yes, yeah, inside, yes, George. We kind of gathered it would be inside it, not on top of it. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, can you imagine Gemma's face? Yeah, come on, Gemma. No, we're not going in, we're going on it.
That's funny.
Have you ever been on the London Eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love London.
I do as well.
It's one of my favourite places in the world. Yeah. I love it. I mean, I was born in London as well, but I do absolutely just love the city. I love being in London. I feel like there's something very magical about the place. Yeah, I love it.
I'd never been, and it was never a place I really thought I wanted to go. And then for my 21st birthday, at the time, my stepdad's now retired, but at the time he worked in London, and every now and again my mum would go down or he would come home. Anyway, for my 21st, just after my 21st, part of my present was Mum took me to London, we'd done a few things and that. And yeah, see, once I got there, pretty much within a couple hours of being there, I was like, I love the city.
Yeah.
I love it. There really is something magical about it, a beautiful
Yeah, there
place.
is, absolutely, I agree. It's just a lovely city to be in. So I'm just going to then add some of these around so we can see those birds just looking really beautiful. Along these, and you can put them wherever you want, and if you then want to extend, you can then place these birds so you can have some extra ones then flying about. So let's have some more up here.
Funny, Johnny's just saying he hasn't been to London for a while, and ironically it's just come up on my memories today on my Facebook. It was 4 years ago today that me and my friend got tickets for Hyde Park Summer Party where Celine Dion was headlining.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was the last time I was in London, yeah, 4 years ago.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it's just such a nice place to be. I love Hyde Park. We went to see Duran Duran at Hyde Park. Yeah, it was very nice, very nice.
Oh, wow.
They're laughing about my voicemail. So the day I went to, everyone was in the studio and I sent a little bit of a drunk message in.
But really, oh my gosh. Oh, I'll need to message Joe and see if he's, do you think he'll still have it?
Yeah,
do you think he'll have saved it?
Hope not.
I think you can save voice notes, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to message him later on today and just say, Joe, do you still have that voice note? I'm just like, funny enough, talking about like Hyde Park and Celine Dion, because I had done some lives when I was there, and it was Dave Bradford.
Oh, okay.
When another channel at the time, he was in hysterics because I'm, filming live, her singing, but all you could hear,
is you
ironically
singing.
as well, it was I'm Alive, and you could just hear me belting it out. He says, you couldn't really hear Celine singing it because you feel excitement singing
Absolutely,
I'm Alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just get carried away, don't
I know, I've done that a few times where I'm singing and I go to post a bit, I better just listen to it first, and then there's my awful tones in the background. I'm like, no, we won't post that one.
At least with that one from Celine Dion, it was big and it was upbeat, and I kind of got away with it. When I'd done it once before with Leona Lewis and Bleeding Love, yeah, Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit of a big
That's a
belter,
bit,
that
yes.
one.
Mhm. Yeah, I can't sing at the best of times, but yeah, Bleeding Love. Oh, no, no, it didn't work. Did not work. This one here that Debbie was just showing you there was all part of the confetti border dies. You guys are absolutely loving it. For instance, Adrienne is saying, work got in the way yesterday. Damn work, damn work. However, I did manage to get them today because you missed out yesterday. So you look forward to them. So it's still a really good deal. Still a really, really good deal for sure. Where you've got the 5 of them, all 5 of them, $31.65 or $39.50. If you are platinum, it's going to come down to $25.32 or $31.60. And you have got all 5 confetti sprinkles, happy hearts. You've then got dancing butterflies. You've also then got your scattered flowers. And last but by no means least, you've got in flight. So that was the one that that Debbie was just using a moment ago. You never know, one day. And I still stand strong on this. I do think we should do an Ant and Dec and a swap one day. You imagine today, me and Debbie in the gallery and Johnny and George out here. I still think we should do that.
That would be hilarious.
I am indeed. Do you know what? While we have another chat on that potentially happen sometime, can I just say probably won't happen. I know you'll probably want to see it as well, but probably won't happen. But you can then take a little moment or two to check out your baskets. Because we're having I'm not surprised we're having a really busy show, but the confetti border dies are just as busy as well when it comes to the texture embossing folders, which is today's launch, which we'll have a look at in a moment when we come back.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all out time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV. If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
We've got Heather is saying, I got some of the buddy bags last year and was so pleasantly surprised at how strong the hook and loop was. That is very, very strong. We've got Kathy saying, got my order in before they are gone. So I'm not sure if that's the folders or the confetti dies. Maybe it's going to be both. If it is going to be for the confetti dies, you're going to have to be quick. You know, it is this whole week, it's all about January news. Yesterday with Leanne and Ben, we had the launch of the confetti border dies. We are featuring them today. However, today's main feature is the launch of our 2D texture embossing folders. Sarah's going to be in tomorrow with Ben, where you've got your Sent with Love box collection. She's also got an incredible cartload as well coming up. But going with that Sent with Love, you'll have seen myself and Debbie Robinson with that first look over the weekend there. Thursday, the wonderful Jan, she's going to be in with Ben as well with the mindfulness quote stamps, which are going to work so well with the folders that Debbie's been showing you. And then on Friday, we're going back to Sarah and Ben once again for the launch of something that myself and Debbie know very, very well, and that is the most gorgeous 12 by 12 Flora Bunda paper pad. And if you've ever had issues when it comes to your sentiments, you've got vellum pad as well that are foiled gold, silver, and you've got black as well. So that's going to be fully featured within Friday. Linda Armstead is saying, I have visited London and I loved it. Rosalind on Facebook is saying, Craig, my daughter and I were in London a month before you. She's a big Spice Girls fan and went to the reunion concert in June. I seen them on their very first concert that they done, you know, a year or so after that they formed, many years ago.
I love them. I love the Spice Girls.
Yeah, no, I do. I do. And it's funny as well, Debbie, we kind of touched upon it just the other day with whatever song or that it was. But all these years later, for me, for Spice Girls, soon as it comes on the radio, and I'll hold my hands up, I remember the lyrics to a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
It just automatically comes back to mind.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
I really want.
Zig, zig.
Ah.
Viva for it. No, I won't go there. Rightio, that was.
Stop right now.
Too much of something is bad enough. Yeah, I did love Viva Forever. Stop was my all-time favourite, and then I love Viva Forever. But then that was because, obviously, Jerry had left. Yes, I loved Spice World film. Well, I did back then. If I watched it now, I'd probably be like...
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. But then it had things like Alan Cummings and everything like that, big names.
No, Richard E. Grant, that's who I was thinking of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meatloaf, but Meatloaf in it, was he?
Yeah, Meatloaf was on the bus.
Didn't he? Yeah. Anyway, we get sidetracked when it comes to the Spice Girls. Although, your cards could be Scary Spice themed if you wanted to when it comes to that leopard print, which is within the folders. We do have two options for you. I'm not surprised that the busiest option is the Showstopper collection. You're going to be getting all 6 of your embossing folders here. So these ones here are your Gentle Waves. You've also got Hessian, classic Hessian, luscious leaves. You've also got studded leather, wood panels and leopard print. You're also going to get your baby pinks and Tura Pearl, 310 GSM, and it's a full 10 sheets. You're also going to get your Spectrum Noir square blending tool with the 2 foam heads and your Harmony Water Reactive ink pad, which is Twilight Grey. So the way that I have been looking at it is, in that value there, it kind of works out. You're getting the Water Reactive ink pad and your Tura Pearl cardstock for free. But all of that Showstopper collection, $28.94 or $40.70. That gives you a saving of 20% off. Even on a brand new launch, we'll give you a percentage. But even on a brand new launch, we also still give you Club Inspire as well, which is $23.15 or $32.56 for that Showstopper collection, which is exceptional. And that's why that Showstopper collection has been the busy collection out of the 2 of them. A fifth of the stock, 1/5, a fifth of the stock has gone. Please remember as well, yes, we're looking at it and Debbie's showing you incredible ways that you could be using it. This is still only wake-up call. This is previewing what you're going to be seeing throughout the day. We've got that full, proper 2-hour launch of the texture embossing folders with Debbie and myself, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time or 6 a.m. Pacific Time. And it's one that I would highly recommend. Once we finish that show, go back onto Crafters TV on YouTube and save it into your playlist, because I know it's one that you're going to want to follow along when it comes to some of the incredible demos that Debbie's going to be doing. That being said, we are going to have a look at them again, aren't we?
We certainly are, yes. So I thought I'd end with the studded leather, because I think this one's going to be quite a favourite for a lot of people. It's one that you can use in so many different designs, and I thought it would look really pretty if we used our mirror cardstock. And also I've just got a piece of sort of lavender Centura Pearl, or your shimmer cardstock. And then I've got myself a card blank, which I've trimmed. So the card blank itself is 6.5 by 7, and then I've just, 6 1/4. No, it's 6.5. No, 6 1/4 by 7, and then I've took off 1 inch off the front here, just so it adds a little bit of interest by adding this lavender one on the inside, so we can see that, and then add in, so it's just not all our silver and white. So what I'm going to do with this one though as well is we're going to sort of half emboss this one for the inside, just so it adds a little bit of something special on the inside of your cardstock. So I'm just going to aim that to go inside, just like so, and we're going to first of all emboss that piece.
And that's the thing with the folders as well, Debbie. I know it might be given for saying, but you can emboss smaller cuts of cardstock, but then you can still do your bigger card, depending on the layout of your card stock you're wanting it to be.
Yep.
Your card can still be bigger and emboss it.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And in fact, we're going to show just that in the launch as well. I've got a really pretty demo, which is using one of our quirky animal stamps and using a giraffe and showing how you can do just that and make it a lot bigger in the background. But you can see straight away, look at that embossing, just a really nice design for the back. So we're just going to have that inside our card, just like so. So when that opens, and then you can put a sentiment or whatever you want on the inside of your card. So let's first of all just take that one down. So just going across, using our tape to go all the way round. And like I said before, you can use whatever tape that you, or any glue that you want to, Craig. For you, sorry?
No, I was just about to say, for me, I would simply emboss that, and then where you've got those little points where they connect, a gem or a pearl.
Absolutely.
With a little sentiment, and then that's it.
Which would be perfect. And we're going to do something similar to that in a minute, but we're going to do it on the outside. So what I'm going to do now is just take our regular mirror card. We're going to do the same. We're going to place that inside here, and we're going to now emboss that one. So just popping it inside, and again, you don't have to, but I quite like to use my metal shim. It just gives that little bit more depth. So a 2D folder, embossing folder, literally has one level, so goes up and down. And a 3D embossing folder, just in case you're wanting to know what the differences are, have that more sculptured feel. But look at this, getting that beautiful. It's so, so lovely. Now, what I've done, so what you were just saying, Craig, I'm going to put a hole just through a few of these, really nice and easy. Because you've got your hole, we can just like push that in, and you get those little holes. And then I've got some little brads
Oh, wow.
So we're going to do, because it's studded leather, I thought, oh, I wonder if I've got any, most people have got little brads in their, you know, stash. And it's really easy just to add those in to, but pierce your hole first.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to do some different colours. So I'm going to do greens and I'm going to do, I haven't done enough holes, let's do my pink one.
This
I've
is
got
a good
a full
one for, you know, if you got Sarah's caring thoughts and you've still got the brads left over and you're like, you're not sure what to do with them.
Absolutely,
this
yeah.
Would be a good one.
I love brads. I mean, obviously gems, you can do it with gems and it's a lot easier to stick the gems on, but actually the studs look really nice when you sort of build them up, okay? Now, what I've done then, if I bring this one in, look at this, once we've done it all, I've then used a die cut. So this die cut is from Sarah's Enchanted Dreams, you know, the big frame die, and I've just done that frame on there just to frame that up a little bit. And the reason I use some green is I'm going to use some green foliage on our card as well. So it just elevates it from going from this to adding your gems or your studs and then just putting a little frame die around the top, and it just makes it really then creative. So let's use this and go down on the top. And in fact, what I am going to use, let's just use some foam tape to go around, because then that will just bring it up a little bit, but it'll also help stick the actual little studs down.
Oh,
so
true,
let me
yeah.
just trim this one off.
It's a little bit of height that the back of the brads give you, isn't it? Not a lot.
Not
so
a
it's
lot
good
at all.
way.
Yeah, these ones are quite small. They lay quite flat, and if you literally push them down, it's literally, you can't even feel them really. They're quite flat on there. So let's just take that backing sheet off. And then we can put this onto the front of our card. But it's another nice medium that you can emboss. You can even make, I should have done it actually, but you can make your faux metal by using your foil. And I mean just general kitchen foil you can use.
Such a cool technique.
Yeah, and you just emboss that, which will give you a similar effect. So that's for the top there, and then I've just got one of our foam flowers and some foliage, and then I've just used our little fonts, so happy birthday. So we're going to pop those into play. So let's use our leaves, so pop some onto here.
Kate
I don't want to
McQueen.
hide.
Sorry, Debbie.
No, I was just going to say, I don't want to hide too much of our embossed detail, so I'm going to keep this down.
You want
at
to
the
see that,
bottom.
don't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You want to see that detail from behind. I was just about to say, Kate McQueen is saying, I get the feeling that Craig and I are very similar ages with all these songs. I was born in '84 and Posh was my favourite Spice Girl. Well, I was 85, so yeah, close.
I loved Posh as well.
Just like her
Unfortunately, I wasn't born that late.
You were not far off it.
Oh, I'm a long way off that, Craig.
you're not.
Long way. I'm a 60s baby. Only just, though, I have to say. Yeah, I have to say, only just. I like the fact I was born in the 60s.
Yeah, you like the 60s.
Yeah, I do love the 60s. But look how pretty that card is with that studded detail, and then you open it up and you've got those beautiful studs on the inside as well. And there we go, another quick demo, but another different way that you can use those beautiful embossing folders.
That is so cool. Really cool way to see what you can be using. Right, we are going to have a look at the cards that Debbie's done within the show and do a demo of the show, just while Debbie gets them lined up there. Elena is saying, I'm from the East End of London. There is nowhere like it. Really is. I could imagine that. Could be imagine it's a lovely place. I'm not sure if I was at that bit or not, but yeah, I'm sure it is. Right, we've actually got them all lined up now, ready to go for demo of the show.
It might be a bit tough. I wouldn't be able to choose. I love them all. So number one was our box. So you've got our number one. Number two was our Teepee card. Number three was our double. So we did our confetti die and our embossing. Number four was our bird one there. And number five was that beautiful studded mirror card. So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5.
So we're all debating, Johnny and George in the gallery are debating which one potentially could go be. Like George, I'm going to stick with 2.
I wouldn't be able to choose. I love them all. Love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like number 5. I like number 2.
I like number 3.
I like number 3.
Yeah. Jamie's in the gallery as well. He's saying number
like
5.
5 or 2. Whichever one. You choose.
Well, that's it. That's it. It's entirely up to yourself. Anyway, it doesn't matter anyway, because all of us have got a lot of catching up to do with the amount of stars that Leanne has won. How she managed to win them all yesterday, I don't know. It's very, very inspiring as to how she done that.
There's hope for me then, Craig. I haven't got a star yet, so there's hope for me if Leanne's got 10 in one day.
Yeah, just take one off of Leanne's. But at least you're guaranteed one by the end of today, so that's absolutely fine. You'll love that one. We've also got Maureen. So actually just going on, having to pick which one that you're going to go for. Maureen is saying, Debbie and Craig and the crew, great show today. Thank you for the great inspiration.
Oh, you're very welcome. But please come back for more, because I've got lots more to show you at 2 o'clock.
Yes, really, really do. But what we will do is let's have a look at the embossing folder. So you are going to be getting that Showstopper that we've shown you, and we're showing you right now with the folders and your baby pink Centura Pearl, water reactive ink pad Twilight Grey, and your rectangle blending tool with the 2 foam heads as well. All of that $28.94 or $40.70 gives you a saving of 20%. But if you're platinum, it comes down at $23.15 or $32.56. So we've seen the additional items you get as part of that Showstopper, but the actual folders themselves, we've got gentle waves. Now think back to what Debbie's shown within Wake Up Call alone, what you can be doing with these. You've still got that full 2 hour later on in the day, but that one being the gentle waves. We've then got our classic Hessian. I actually had to play with this one last night, or yesterday afternoon, with tomorrow being Burns Night. For Scotland, I used that with one of our Thistle silhouette dies, but that was included there, classic Hessian. Then we've also got that luscious leaves there. I mean, it's so, so beautiful. That's going to go with many of your nature-inspired card collections that you've got. You've also got that studded leather. So that one already seems to be a popular from all of you at home. Studded leather. All of these are 5x7, but the depth that you've got, whether you are going over with the inks, whether you're going over with the waxes, or whether you just start to leave it white or black or craft, whatever colour it is you're embossing, you can do that. As Debbie was showing with the mirror card, think about your foil, tin foil. You can use all these ones as well. You've then got your wooden panels. I mean, that one, so many ideas are already jumping into my head when it comes to this one here, the wooden panels. And then last but by no means least, you've also got your leopard print as well. So this is where we've been, having a bit of fun. That's why and how our subject of the Spice Girls had come up, because you can think of Scary Spice when it comes to that one there. But yeah, lots of different animals that would work well with when it comes to your stamps. If you've got your animals with attitude, be good for those ones as well. So all 6 of these folders, plus of course the cardstock, water reactive ink, and your blending tool, $28.94 or $40.70, saving of 20%, but platinum comes down to $23.15 or $32.56. And then we're having a look at what launched yesterday with Leanne and Ben, and this is our Confetti border die collection. Now this is a new configuration compared to yesterday, because the actual main bundle of the launch day bundle sold out yesterday. It was originally 5 of them, with 6 of them. We've now got 5 of them in this bundle, which include your confetti sprinkles. We've also got happy hearts. We've then got our dancing butterflies. You've then also got your scattered flowers, and then you've also got your in-flight. So whether you're using them individually or singly in the ways that Debbie's shown you within Wake Up Call, or Leanne will have shown you yesterday on Crafters TV, or they work well with today's launch, which is of course our texture embossing folder. So you've seen how Debbie has managed to tally them together, and they just work perfectly. But if you are just using them as a standalone crafty tool, then by all means you can do. They work really, really well. But you start to use them within your other crafty products that you've got at home. Right, demo of the show. Okay. Yes, demo of the show. Well, Leanne. It's because Kelly is saying, I love Leanne, but Craig, you need to remove I love Leanne, but Craig, you need to remove those illegal stars. Yeah, I ain't touching the stars when it comes to Leanne. Sarah's I'll move. I'm not touching Leanne. I'm sure Sarah will move it tomorrow.
Sarah will move them. She's the only one with authority to move them.
Sarah will
Ask Sarah tomorrow.
Take them off and then she'll put them on hers. I bet you. Yes, demo of the show. It goes into number 5.
Ah, the last one. There we go. Yes, it was very pretty. I've added my gems on the corner there, as you can see as well, because I forgot to add those. But yes, very pretty card. Love that one.
It was a tough one. That really was a tough one. 5 incredible demos within Wake Up Call. I know many of you are going to be going back to again throughout the day, throughout the weeks for you to refer back to. But when it comes to your embossing folders, your brand new launch of today, Debbie, could you give us a little tease as to what you might be doing within launch party?
Yeah,
launch
so
day?
we are going to be doing some different mediums. We're also going to do some heat embossing.
Okay.
I'm going to also emboss onto acetate.
Oh, brilliant.
Which looks amazing. And we're also going to show how you can elongate them and make them bigger in your backgrounds if you want to do some bigger cards, which is a lot of fun. And we're going to be incorporating some of the gold gilding wax as well, which we haven't done in this show, which I know you love, and it's a great medium to use on your embossing folders. So yes, join us.
Oh, that's going to be so good. That's going to be so good. 2 hours fully focused on the brand new launch, which is our embossing folders here. You can, of course, get that Showstopper collection, all of what we've shown and so much more. Remember, you do have launch party as well at the end of the day. It is all across on Shop the Day, so crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. What myself and Debbie have been showing you today is across on Shop the Day. Launch party is at the end of the day, 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. However, the main focus of the show of the day is certainly our folders, which that's going to be within launch day, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time or 6 a.m. Pacific Time. But if you're watching live, we will see you in an hour's time for that 2-hour show all about our brand new launch. We'll see you soon. Bye.